drama can't get our fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checkered flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed.
Speed demons burning up at SKR, the league we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash, a season turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Dashes, wheel-to-wheel clashes. Cold sweat under helmets, pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt. Pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sync with speed. SKR battles fuse with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. me spin you a tale about a race car driver, George Russell by name. He's quick on the track, but don't get too excited, 'cause when it comes to greatness, well, he's not quite knighted. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fake. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that mill. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end, he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run.
NFR, it's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, NFR, drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill.
Lights out, engines roar. Sunday night, we want more. Speed kings racing on the track. Feel the thrill, no turning back. Drivers chase, the trophy gleams. 6 p.m., the race of dreams. Corners tight, they grip and slide. Feel the rush, take it in stride. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. It stops fast, the team's on fire. Chasing down their heart's desire. Highs and lows, we're on the edge. Feel the speed, no time to hedge. Rivalries, the fierce battles fought. Every move, it's match or not. Lightning fast, they glide and weave. All the fans, they can't believe. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. Rivalries, the fierce battles fought. Every move, it's match or not. Lightning fast, they glide and weave. All the fans, they can't believe. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. Feel the speed, the thrill, high octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checker flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed.
Speed demons burning up at SKR, the lead we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash, a season turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Dashes, wheel-to-wheel clashes, cold sweat under helmets, pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt. Pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sync with speed. SKR battles fuse with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. me spin you a tale about a race car driver, George Russell by name. He's quick on the track, but don't get too excited, cause when it comes to greatness, well, he's not quite knighted. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fake. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that mill. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end, he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun, so let's give a cheer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. It's been a while. We skipped a week. That was out of our control. But we are back in time for the SKR finale. Of course, final race of season 10 and a lot to play for. We still have a driver's title on the cards. Just 7 points separating Weeze and It's Free. And then we still have a challenge on for the constructors as well. Of course, we're at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. Track that's been on the calendar for as long as I've been watching F1. Of course, circuit named after the fantastic driver Gilles Villeneuve. His career was cut short through a horrible incident, probably the worst one I've ever seen. His son did go on to win the Formula One World Championship in 1997, that was Jacques Villeneuve. One of the rare instances of an IndyCar champion coming over to Formula One and showing the Formula One boys how it's done. No lap times on your screen just yet. A lot of drivers out there early looking to get that first lap in. Remember, just the short qualifying session. We don't have the full qualifying session. Just 18 minutes for everybody to set their best lap. Welcome to Visor in the comment section, as well as Christian, Death Queen, Ubuntu. I saw Skull was here earlier, but I think he comes in, says hello, and jumps in the cockpit. Don't think he listens to the stream in the background. Fortunately, I believe we missed some action. Apparently Skull got a fantastic P2 on Sunday. That's not what you want to see. Andre has left the session. Hopefully we see him back as quickly as possible. He was not out on track. He was still in the pits. Of course, the most wins around this circuit, two drivers who need no introduction. They actually share the most wins at this circuit. It's Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher with 7 apiece. They also have 7 world championships apiece. Still waiting for the first lap times of, do I call it an evening, do I call it an afternoon, I'm not sure. By the end of it, it's evening, so I'll call it an evening. Weeze goes over the line first, sets a 108.8, the benchmark for tonight. Remember, Weeze leads this championship by 7 points from Itzferee. If we were to have Itzferee winning this race and Weeze finishing in P2, well, that's a difference of 7 points. That means we would finish with equal points. That would come down to, I'm not quite sure how the league plays it, but in life I believe they take it to who won the most races. If that is equal as well, then they go to who got the most podiums. But we'll have to see how that plays out, and the championship could very well be decided by that fastest lap bonus point. Of course, all of that means nothing if Weeze is out front. And Skull, very nice lap time, 109.4, puts himself up into P2, and Weeze would love that. He'd love to have a Williams next to him on the front row, just giving him that little bit of a cushion. Just gives you a little bit of peace of mind when you know the car behind you is your teammate. He's not going to do anything too stupid, especially if you're leading the championship. So always coming in, showing his support for Harsh Bartoon. Harsh Bartoon, the king. I'm sitting a little way away from my laptop, so if I read that incorrectly, too bad. As things stand, it's Weeze and Skull on the front row, P1, P2, Williams lockout. Of course, Williams were the quickest car overall over 3 days of F1 pre-season testing. When asked afterwards, when Carlos Sainz was asked afterwards about it, he said, "Don't get too excited." Itzferee returns to the pits. Will you be just a little bit concerned about that? Weeze 108.8, superior lap time in every way, shape and form. He's going to have to find time in each and every sector. That's a big time difference. Skull in P2, also a big difference to his teammate. Weeze at the moment just a class ahead of the field. Of course, things change in the race. We've seen it in the past. We've seen drivers clear almost a second over the field, only to be matched in race pace. Harsh Bartoon has retired from the quali session. Take no further part. Things stand, still Williams 1-2. Most of the drivers have got their initial run in. We're still waiting for a time from both Red Bull drivers. As I say that, one of the Red Bull drivers goes over the line. Pantrastar up into P6. It's at 110.3. Still waiting for a lap from Top Gun. There he is. He's busy leaving the pits, just behind a horse. There's another horse. That's Spikes, also waiting for his first lap time. This is an out lap. Confirmation Andre was able to get back in the lobby, because there he is, back in his car, going around the circuit. He'll be looking up the field. He'll see Skull up there in P2. Knows he can match Skull. We've seen that these two have such similar pace, so he knows the top 5 is definitely on the cards. If you get a little tricky, if you get kicked from the lobby early on, you have to come back in, you miss a couple of minutes. By the time you get your first lap on board, you've missed half of the session. All of a sudden the pressure will then start to mount on each and every lap you do. The importance gets that much more. course, in 1994, a horrendous chicane was added to that long back straight. It really was a terrible chicane. If you can find footage of it, it was literally just tires in the middle of the track, drive around them. And it was done for safety. Wheeze goes even quicker, rubbing salt into the wounds. Now it's a 108.5, finds a further 0.3 of a second. He's now 1.1 seconds clear of the field. Best of the rest is his teammate Skull. That's the man in P2, then his main championship, or rather his only championship contender, It's Free, down in P3, and he'll be very happy to have his teammate between him and It's Free. Levy in P4, Virus P5, Pantry P6. Remember all of these equations I'm giving you of Wheeze winning the race, It's Free winning the race. All of this could come down to nothing. A mistake in turn 1, a mistake in the chaos of the opening laps, a couple of safety cars. Anything could happen. I can bet you the other drivers on that timesheet are not too worried about the championship, and if they get an opportunity to go for victory, they're going to take it, regardless of what points you need to win the championship. So all It's Free can do, try and take the win and hope Wheeze does not finish in P2, otherwise that is going to be a draw. The other way It's Free could win this title is by winning the race tonight and also taking the fastest lap. That would be 8 points. That'll cover the 7-point deficit and mean It's Free wins the championship by just 1 point. So much at play. The night is still very young. We have no idea what's going to come in that race. Down the field, Captain Slow in one of the 2 RBs. They got much of a livery upgrade this season, didn't they? Love those new RBs. They look fantastic. They look like the unused Red Bull livery for Japan. If you're not sure what livery I'm talking about, well, Red Bull have had a livery extremely similar to that. Great Japanese Grand Prix a few years ago. Unfortunately, none of us got to see it. It was a terrible monsoon and the race got cancelled. Wheeze P1, It's Free, has been able to split the 2 Mercedes, put himself up onto the front row, 108.7, second driver into the 108, so he is giving Wheeze a bit of a challenge. Skull still P3, then it's Spikes, Levy P5, then that name, well, that name's not even fair. I'm not even sure. That's you know. There we go. Let's go with that. You know. Lots of drivers in the pits, maybe preparing for that final run. There's still 6 minutes on the clock. Don't worry too much about that caution on the top left of your screen. Usually just comes up when drivers are trying to give themselves some space, trying to do their final preparations for that quick lap. It seems like the Red Bull, I thought he was preparing for a lap. He's just coming straight into the pits. Makes the commentator look silly. There's Captain Slow P13, Chums P14 in the pits. Admiral G also in the pits, P16. Top driver out on track at the moment is Pantry Star. He's just gone up onto the second row, P4. Everyone else on a quick lap. Here is Captain Slow. Here is Captain Slow. He's about to go over the line. Can he go quicker? Previous best 11.2. Sure, he went quicker. Top 3 drivers remain in the pits. bit of a waiting game now. When one of them responds and comes out, I bet you the other two will do the same. Does Skull have enough pace to get himself back onto that front row? It would be a huge chunk of time. Needs to find himself about 7/10 if he's going to catch up to SAFRL and help his teammate out front in this championship decider. Of course, I said the driver's title was still up for grabs. We haven't spoken too much about the constructor's title, but that too is up for grabs. 176 to the leaders, Williams. 161 to Aston Martin. Difference of 15 points. That's a championship that can still flip this evening. So both championships still in play on the final night of the season. Pfizer saying that Harsh Cartoon not showing his cards, keeping it all for the race. The ultimate sandbag is to retire in qualifying and then say, hold my beer, watch this. So Harsh Cartoon, no pressure, hope you're not listening to the stream. That will probably just add a little bit of weight to your shoulders. Hopefully we do see Harsh Cartoon coming through the field. It's a very difficult thing to come through the field when the field we're racing is this field. The drivers getting progressively quicker. I think I've commentated with SKR since their season 7 or their season 8. So I've seen these drivers get progressively quicker. Drivers that were constantly in the midfield now getting closer and closer to the top. Starting to threaten for podiums. And occasionally getting those podiums. Field getting closer and closer. It's going to make for an exciting season 11, and that's coming up real soon. I think we've only got a 1 week break, and then we will go in sync with the in-life F1 calendar. So when they have their Australia weekend, we'll have our Australia weekend. We will have a 1 week break next week, depending on what SKR decide to do. If they decide to have a fun race of any kind or a testing session, we might still have that on this channel next week when we have some more information on what they will be doing, or if they'll just be taking the Sunday night off. Smurf, one of the two McLarens. The two McLarens actually running line astern at the moment. P8, P9, matching each other in time. Look at that, the two teammates, 110, 450, 110, 487. Nothing in it. Just, I think it's 2.5 hundredths of a second. He's still the quickest man. That 108.5 seemed untouchable a few minutes ago. First he said a 108.8 was good enough for pole, then he went and improved it, found 3/10. Said he was showing off. Then it's SAFRL. He has now shown that it is possible. He too has got himself into the 108. It's a 108.7. Just 2/10 away from Wheeze. And how he would love to start from P1 going into turn 1. The last thing he wants is for Wheeze to get away at the front. This is a finale. Things can get a little crazy, and it's the final race of the season. That one last dive bomb, that one last attempt. I think we may see safety cars. This is Canada after all. Wheeze has retired from the session. Skull has retired from the session. Now I'm not sure if those two teammates just retired in sync, in agreement. Not quite sure what happened there, but we have lost both Williams, P1 and P3. So they've decided they can't improve their time, or they didn't have enough time to go back out. All about this lap here. And as I say it, hopefully that was just the internet and we saw something that didn't really happen, but it appeared like we just ran wide there at the hairpin, and it's such an important hairpin. You mess up that hairpin in any way and you can see he's coming into the pit, so that's it. It's going to be Rees and it's Ferrari on the front row. Going back to that hairpin, such an important hairpin. If you get the exit wrong, if the car is squirmish on the entry, if you run wide, you just don't attain that top speed down the straight. Such an important corner to get right. It's also the slowest part of the race circuit, and it's where you can lose your lap time. It spikes, goes over the line, can he improve from P6? No, he doesn't, stays in P6. Anyone else still out there? I think Captain Slow is still out there. He's gone over the checkered flag as well. I think that is the end of quali. Just going to wait now for the time to tick down and then we'll read off those official results. The game music in time this time. There we go, 12th place for Captain Slow. It's going to be a tough race for anyone outside of the top 10. There are your results. Wees takes pole position. It's Ferrari takes P2. Those are the drivers P1 and 2 in the championship and still fighting for that championship. Just 7 points between them going into the final race. Then Skull P3 positions that Williams nicely. Andre P4, fantastic qualifying time. Then we've got Levy P5, Spikes P6, Uno P7, Smurf P8, Virus P9 and Top Gun makes up the top 10. Sugar Bear, Captain Slow, Harsh Cartoon. Oh, I forgot the names. I spoke too much. I didn't make it. Oh well. We'll try again next time. There we go. Now we look at the empty pit lane once more. All of the cars to the right hand side of your screen doing final preparations for the race. Qualifying is all fun. But if you make a mistake at turn 1, qualifying usually means nothing. We're going to have Wees going from pole position. Going to have its Ferrari going from P2. Those two drivers are going to be hoping for a race that only involves them, that they can run away from the rest of the field, that there can be no safety cars, and that things can be pretty straightforward. But if you've watched races at this circuit many times before, then you'll know it doesn't usually go that straightforward. We've already got a prediction in the comment section. Safety car lap 1. Well, let's hope not. It's gonna be safety car on lap 1 really doesn't help anyone, does it? The field is still close together. If we're gonna get a few safety cars, well, if the field ever starts to spread out, that's when you get a safety car. That's the optimal time. I also haven't had any drivers in the comment section suggesting anything about the weather, so we're not going to make any suggestions about the weather. We're going to assume this is a dry race. Lots of blue sky there. There is a few clouds about. Keep our eyes on that. Bit of a lengthy pause here. Waiting for the game to get going, waiting for everyone to get ready, put in their final strategies, make their final decisions about how they're going to start this race. And there we go, that was quick. Dual green lights. Guys are saying no rain, so that is confirmation of no rain. I've just got away on that formation lap. There we go, that's Wees. So we'll be going from pole position, leader of the championship by just 7 points, and it's not safe. Then the only other driver on the grid that could win the championship yet tonight, runner-up in SKR Season 9, Just wanted to run her up 2 seasons in a row. Got to get Weeze this time round. Last time they were teammates, this time they're in different teams. Mystery would love to get one over Weeze. The only way he can do that is take a victory with the fastest lap bonus point. 8 points required. If he gets the 7 for the victory, he's going to draw the championship. And it's going to come down to a whole bunch of other calculations that I'm not even ready to get into. Like the second Williams. This is Skull. He would love to get involved in that battle. At least get himself in front of It's Free, help his teammate out early on in the race. This is Andre in P4. He said he was very close to Skull and could probably match him, and he did. They're going to be starting on the second row, those two. Levy and Spikes, 5 and 6. Yuno and Smurf, 7 and 8. Virus and Top Gun, 9 and 10. Then Sugar Bear and Captain Slow, 11, 12. Some fun names here. Got Chums 13, Harsh Cartoon 14, Afmagozi 15, Destroyer, or Dispatcher rather, 16. I used to commentate on someone called Destroyer. And Pantry Star will be going from the rear of the field. Five red lights, gonna get 5 of them, then a pause, then they go out, and we get underway. Williams versus Aston Martin. Who's gonna come out on top on the exit here? As for one, it's gonna be Weeze from It's Free, Skull P3, Andre P4, everybody holding station for now. Spikes makes up the position, goes up into P5, Levy's last one down to P6, then you got Yuno where he started, P7. Virus P8, Smurf P9, and Sugar Bear looking to make up some positions. Up to the front, still got Weeze in the lead of the race. It's Free, things look pretty settled at the front. We've got Andre just dropping back initially, he's a second back from Skull. Spikes all over the back of him, then Levy, Yuno, Top Gun, Sugar Bear, outside the top 10, Captain Slow. And you've got Harsh Cartoon, Dispatcher, Pantry Star. He had a fantastic start. He started from P17 up to P14. He's made up 3 positions in no time. Then we've got the pair of Mercedes, Chums and Virus. And then the Alpine of Atmagozi in P17. Very long way to go. 55 laps, It's Free got in front, ever so briefly, but a terrible exit. And that means, what does that mean? He blocked Weeze there. Weeze wasn't able to get past. It was a terrible exit. The car got out of shape. All Weeze could do was hit the brakes so that he wouldn't run into the Aston Martin, and the second Williams has taken advantage, Skull into the lead of the race. Nobody could have seen this coming. It's Free in P2. He was fighting one Williams, now he's fighting the other Williams. It's not the position he wanted to be in. He would have wanted to take the lead there and stay in the lead for as long as possible, but now he's fighting Weeze, and he's not fighting Weeze for P1, he's fighting Weeze for P2, and he's just lost that battle. Weeze takes the position away. It's Free down to P3, and the championship hopes looking less and less likely. He needs to get himself up into P1. It's the only way it's going to happen. Down in P4, Andre, we said he was losing a little bit of time, actually fell out of DRS just over a second. Now he's back to 9/10, so he will get a bit of DRS. That will help him to just reel those top 3 in, and while they're trading places left, right and centre, means Andre can just come back now. Weeze versus Skull. There wasn't too much of a defense there from Skull. He didn't have much to defend with. He just knew he didn't want to defend from his championship leading teammate in a championship decider, where he'd be much more useful is helping his teammate and making things as difficult as possible for the Aston Martin. We haven't spoken about too much, Levy. So one of the quicker drivers in this field, if you've seen him on his day, when he gets everything right, when he gets everything spot on, it's a track he enjoys. One of the quicker drivers in this field. been out of position a few times this season, but it's up in P5, chasing the McLaren up the road. This is the McLaren up the road. Guys are telling Harsh Platoon to switch off the traction control. Why are you obsessed with this man's driving style? My road car has traction control and I use it because I like my tyres. Or they're just really expensive. Williams leads the way from Skull. Williams 1-2. Looked at this at the beginning of the night when Skull put that car up onto the second row in qualifying. All of a sudden it became a much more difficult situation for X3 because he was just going to challenge that one Williams. Now all of a sudden he has a Williams between him and the Williams he wants to be fighting. Skull can make that car as wide as he wants. Find the frame for as long as he can. Manage his ERS, manage his battery, and as well he's able to stay close to Rees. Just gets the DRS lap off the lap. And that obviously nullifies the DRS that Rees getting on his side, making the overtake that much more difficult. Of course, the keep being starved of motorsport, MotoGP made its return this morning for the Thailand Grand Prix, and what a Grand Prix it was. The brothers Marquez, P1 and 2. Marc Marquez taking the victory and Alex Marquez taking P2. It's the first time the brothers have been P1 and 2 in a race. It was a fantastic race. Alex led 18 to 25 laps before Marc took the lead, showed him how it was done. Skull from X3, from Andre, from Levy. There hasn't been many changes in the field. The field's spreading out quite nicely. Look at that, I forgot to give the info screen. There we go, you can have a look at the tyres. Guys are asking for the tyres. As you can see, everybody in the top 8 on the hard compounded tyres. Then the next couple of drivers on the mediums. The drivers at the rear of the field seem to be going for the softer compound, hoping for that better start. Everyone at the front though, hard compounded tyre, and that makes the drive from Skull even more impressive. He was out there matching his teammate, and it turns out he was on a set of soft tyres. Well, that will explain a lot. Soft tyres a lot quicker than the hard tyres. He's able to match his teammate on the same tyre, and it's making life a little bit difficult for X3. He wanted to fight one Williams, not both of them. Can be a difficult circuit to get the setup just right. If you've got places like this, such a long straight, you really don't want the downforce, you don't want the drag, it kills a lifetime. Then there's other places on the race circuit you really do need that downforce. Rees sets the fastest lap of the race at 112.8. So 112.8 or 112.0, we can see that clearly. But that is not what X3 wants. The only way you can win this challenge is with a victory and the fastest lap. So he needs to take that fastest lap back, and he needs to make up 2 positions. First he needs to get past Skull here in front of him. This is his championship contender's teammate, not his championship contender. Now he pulls alongside Skull, makes easy work of it. Maybe Skull was just out of battery. Quite a bit of battery to play with. But X3 goes by 4 now, whereas Skull is getting awfully close here in the chicane. Awfully close between the Aston Martin and the second Williams, and this is just allowing Rees to open up the gap, run away into the distance. And if he's able to finish in that position, World Championship equations will come down to absolutely nothing. As far as the Constructors' Championship goes, it's definitely advantage Williams. They lead the championship and they have 2 cars in the top 2. So that would be 44 points on the night. Make them quite unbeatable. As for the Drivers' Championship also looks like it's going to a Williams rider. Saying it will be a one-stop race. It does appear that way. Medium runners will obviously come in first. Hard runners will come in a little later. If you're getting the benefit of the softer compound at the moment, well, you're going to have to deal with the harder tyres in the second half of the race. Those drivers that are dealing with terrible hard tyres right now, they're going to have an advantage in the second half of the race, meaning that the top 7 drivers, they're going to be even quicker in the second half of the race. This is Harsh Cartoon. Remember, he started outside of the top 10. He has since been able to get himself up into P9. This is the second Aston Martin. He needed to be much higher up the field if Aston Martin had a chance at this Constructors' title. He is making up a bit of ground. I'm sure he's in the point. He really can. It might not look like much here, but if something goes insane, if something goes crazy, if we suddenly lose both Williams, this will now be enough points, not only for F3 to take the title, but for Aston Martin to take the title. So much still at play. It's lap 9. These drivers at the front, you don't often see them make mistakes. They're so quick. They're able to lap after lap, just consistently put in good lap times. But even these drivers at the front, the distraction, it's never far away. And if that distraction comes at the wrong time, if that distraction comes in the braking point or in the middle of a corner, things can end very quickly. Might be mistaken. You know what, I'm not going to say the name, but there was a driver from either SKR or SAFRL, a very, very quick driver, and started from pole. Pretty uneventful race, no safety cars, which meant this guy ran into the distance because he had such a pace advantage. By the end of the race, on the final lap, he led the race by 33 seconds, only to crash on the final lap of the race and not even finish in the top 10. Mistake is never far away. You've got to keep your concentration, you've got to keep in it even when it looks like maybe the championship's not going away. You just got to stay in it. Things can switch here for its career so quickly. Remember, there's even the possibility that he can win this race and not win the race on the circuit. Penalties could come into play. As I speak of the penalties, look at the penalties on your timesheet. So many drivers with penalties. And if penalties start to affect reason it's free, that could be a championship deciding penalty. Now Sproul inserts himself back into the battle. This time he's got a 2-second penalty next to his name. So he's going to be irritating F3 even more. F3 is technically in P2. He wants to make this overtake before he can worry about Rees. Rees is clearing the road, 2.5 seconds up front. Robbie has made up a position on Andre. Andre down to P5. And it spikes. Good thing that he's got "it's" in the name, because I just say "and it spikes." It just works perfectly. I think everybody should have "it's" in their name. It's Wheeze, it's Skull. Fair, I guess it's for Rees right there. I think I just spotted a trend. Wheeze out front, just waiting for that gap. The gap went blank for a moment, 2.4 seconds. So holding firm, it's Ferrari in P2. He just wants to shake off the second Williams so badly. Every time he looks in his mirrors, every time he gets into a DRS zone, he needs to worry about this Williams trying to take PT back from him. And every time there's a change of position, every time there's a wheel to wheel, every time there's a distraction in the mirror, that is a moment he's not able to focus on this driver, the driver up ahead, the SKR champion, the reigning champion. And he's looking to make it 2 in a row. Maybe it's 3 in a row, I don't know. I can only remember the results from last season. My incredible F1 knowledge only works in life. If you ask me what happened 2 seasons ago in the league, well, I'm going to have to go look on YouTube. Let me know in the chat, is anybody in the chat, do you watch other motorsport besides F1? Do you watch MotoGP? Do you watch World Superbikes? Do you watch Formula E or World Rally or World Endurance? Is there any other motorsport you like to follow besides F1? Of course, MotoGP made its return this morning. Very big move in the rider market in MotoGP. Marc Marquez moving to the factory Ducati team. It was a big deal. It was all over the news in Italy. Equivalent of F1's Ferrari. Of course, he won on debut at the factory team. Now getting a little bit of information here in the comment section. I'm not quite sure if that is for real, so I'm not sure if I should read it out or not. I'm going to read it out, and if it doesn't happen, then you can blame the person in the comment section. I'm going to name you. The person in the comment section was Visor. So if this does not come to play, blame Visor, don't blame the commentator. Apparently, rain in 10 minutes. Hey Daniel, welcome to the chat. Says he watches a little bit of F2, F3, MotoGP, and the World Endurance Championship. The World Endurance Championship is getting more and more exciting. Of course, it went through a bit of a dull period. Yes, we had some extreme Audi dominance that was followed by some Porsche dominance and then some Toyota dominance. Things in World Endurance getting a lot more competitive. After some reduced costs, a lot of manufacturers now getting involved. Ferrari, we've got Alpine. Also got Aston Martin. Lots and lots of teams, even here from F1, carrying over now into the Endurance Series. And it's giving some of the F1 drivers, or rather the F2 drivers, that don't have a space in Formula 1, it's giving them that other option. We've got Mick Schumacher at the Alpine team in World Endurance, and we've got Antonio Giovinazzi at the Ferrari team in World Endurance. In the race, we still have Weiss leading the race, and that gap has remained firm. Itzveri has been able to shake off the second Williams, so he'll be a little bit more comfortable, but he hasn't been able to do much about the gap up the road. It's actually just gone down to 2.2 seconds, so he found 2/10 somewhere over his opponent. Andre, he'll be in P5, but he'll be sifting pretty. He sees the drivers ahead of him have penalties, so he knows he just needs to keep his nose clean, stay within the white lines. And if we get a late safety car, he's just gonna simply go past anybody that has penalties in front of him. We have Spike, Smurf and Pantry Star, 6, 7 and 8, all with penalties next to their name. Chums P9, Harsh Cartoon, hanging on to that final point in P10. Of course, another driver in that Ferrari World Endurance team that just had nowhere to go in Formula 1 was his name, Fuoku, Antonio Fuoku. think that's his name, Antonio Fuoku. Who is Antonio Fuoku? Well, Antonio Fuoku was Charles Leclerc's teammate when Charles Leclerc won the Formula 2 championship, and it was quite a tight championship, and he was in P2. He was part of the Ferrari Academy, but he had no real future, no real path into F1. We were able to slot him into that World Endurance team. Also going to have Romain Grosjean in the Le Mans 24 Hours this year, as well as Kevin Magnussen. So Le Mans 24 is going to be a good one this year. Andre in P5, he's just behind Levy, just 8/10 of a second adrift, and Levy's got that penalty. Of course, we don't know what these penalties are, we can just see their penalties. Let's bring up the penalty screen so we can see how severe. Skull has a 3-second penalty, as does Spikes, Smurf, Pantry Star, Sugar Bear, and Virus. We've got a 6-second penalty going the way of Levy. That's one's going to hurt the most. We have another 6 seconds going the way of Sugar Bear, 9 seconds going the way of Dispatcher, and then we've got a 13-second penalty for Captain Slow. I think that is 1 penalty for track infringements and 1 penalty for a pit lane infringement. Just 10 of those seconds can be served in the pit lane if he chooses to pit again. If not, it will be added on to his race time. When you're at the rear of the field, you're not too worried about penalties. But a man with no penalties to worry about, at least for now, is Wheeze. This is why I say things can switch so quickly. If Wheeze were to make any sort of mistake, pick up a 3-second penalty, then SAFRL would be your outright leader. Not only do they have to go quick, not only do... Ooh, we've got another penalty for Levy. So Levy goes up to 9 seconds, if my math is correct. And that is another one for that Sugar Bear as well. So I think that will go up to 12. Some pretty harsh penalties being handed out here in Montreal Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It's built on a man-made island. Built for the... It was the 1986 World Expo. After the Expo, they didn't know what to do with the island, and it was costing a lot of money to maintain. They thought, let's put a racetrack on it. Let's bring the Canadian Grand Prix. Of course, there was a Canadian Grand Prix prior to this one. Don't ask me what the name of the circuit was. That was... I think that was back in the 70s or the 60s. It was a very, very dangerous race circuit, and they've since moved here. As soon as I know the name of that race circuit, I'll tell you, but I can tell you that race circuit was bought recently by Lawrence Stroll. He intends to upgrade that circuit to FIA Grade 1 status, and he's hoping to add a second Canadian Grand Prix to the calendar. Wouldn't that be insane? Bought his son a seat, didn't work out. Bought his son a team. Now he's just going to buy himself a Grand Prix. We still leads the way, and look at the gap. The gap's coming down ever so slightly. 1.7 back to 1.8, back to 1.7, just hovering on that mark, but it's no longer in the 2 seconds. Remember, it was sitting 2.4, 2.5. Just sitting there consistently. Now it's SAFRL just starting to draw the leader in. Weeze will be looking at that timesheet and he'll respond to it. Of course, both of these drivers, no penalties for P1 and 2, so don't have to worry about that column, at least for now. Cartoon picks up another 3-second penalty. These penalties really get harsh, but the harshest they will get if we have a late safety car. if we have a very, very late safety car and this field is not able to spread out effectively, anyone in this field without a penalty is going to jump straight to the top of the leaderboard. Rees, no penalty. It's Free, no penalty. That's your top two. Then Andre, no penalty in P4. Chums, no penalty in P11. Virus, no penalty in P13. At this point, it's quicker to read out the non-penalties. Most of the field in that penalties column, almost looking like Imola. If you've been on this channel for a while, you'll know why I say that. We get so many penalties in Imola. It seems to be one of those nights. Harsh cartoon. More comments. The penalty king. That's not the title you want to have, the penalty king. Come now. Harsh cartoon. Doesn't have that many, he's up to 3 seconds. What are you talking about? Harsh cartoon's just got the 3 seconds. You can't call him the penalty king. There's folks out here with 12 seconds. Visor, play nice. Look at that, look at that, look at that. We're on board, we're in the cockpit of a Ferrari. This is Uno, and if you haven't noticed, he's on, well, he's not, Harsh Cartoon is, but have you noticed a drop or two? Is there drops in the air? There we go, I think we see them, there's drops in the air. It's 21 of 35, they're not going to be able to make it to the end on slicks. There were 2 or 3 laps to go. Don't think we see pit stops, but there's a long way to go. And it's actually come pretty close to their pit window. Or at least the medium's pit window. Pointing it out, Visor just pointing it out in the comment section, and there's confirmation of it. Visor, not Visor, Harsh Cartoon. Gone on to the intermediate tyre. 2 drivers in fact have gone on to the intermediate tyre, the other one being Atmagozi. Saw the rain, but let me jump onto the tyre. Everybody else decided to stay out a lap or 2 late. I'm going to get the advantage, I'm going to pick up some positions. That's a roll of the dice when you're at the rear of the field. What difference will it make if the gamble doesn't go my way? If it does go my way, I can make this night still a profitable one. This is Weeze on a set of hard tyres. We're going to monitor these cars, see if they start squirming around. Ooh, that looked like 2 Aston Martins, but one of them is ghosting. So no harm, no foul. That is still distracting. Even when the car is ghosting, you know you can simply drive through it. It's distracting, it's in your eye line. Sometimes you miss an apex. You've just got this thing in your way. For Weeze, things have just been getting better since the rain has been falling. They have not pit. It seems like it's Free. It doesn't like the rain as much. Of course, these are such tricky conditions. In conditions of this, the rain starts to fall. It does not necessarily mean the track is immediately ready for the wet compound. Of course, the track may take a lap or 2 to get ready for that wet compound. And it's really about when you're going to call it, when you're going to come in. But then it also comes down to the driver. How confident are you on the dry compound tyre with the raindrops falling? Weeze is able to continue with this pace, and it's Free is just thinking twice when approaching the apex or getting slightly earlier onto the brakes. All of a sudden it's going to show which drivers are a little bit more confident in the rain. Remember, the top driver on intermediates is Levy, and he's just lost the position. So that's because he's in the pits. Let's go with Sugar Bear. It's your top rated. Ooh, we've just had a retirement. Caution. Caution, retirement. That might have been a retirement in the pits. I don't think we're going to get a safety car. We saw Levy in the pits. Hopefully that caution just disappears. Everyone with a penalty next to their name will just be hoping that we have absolutely no safety cars. Andre, oh, he'd love a couple of safety cars. Sitting nice in P4, no penalties. Wheeze, it's Ferrari, separated quite the gap, 2.9 seconds. This is Uno. Of course, if it's Ferrari wins the race, Wheeze finishes in P2, it's a tie. If Wheeze happens to take the fastest lap, this championship could come down to a bonus point. A bonus point that sometimes during the season you might think it's not that important. When it comes down to a race like this, it's a reminder. A reminder that every single race, every single point could be the point that loses you a championship in the end. I've even seen drivers in the past driving around in P10 and they just drop out of the race. Not too interested in things at that point. Well, that 1 point in P10 could be the difference when it comes to the finale. We've got another caution. That was for a car going sideways at the rear of the field. We actually didn't see who that was. That was in the background. Didn't get a clear view of it. But no safety car. Just the caution. Further down the field, Sugar Bear, second of the Haas drivers. Speaking of the Haas drivers, Spikes is making up some ground. He's up into P5. I think that's as a result of some cars making pit stops. He's now going to be the lead intermediate driver. So Spikes in P5 on the intermediate. Everyone in front of him still on the hard tyre. Conditions that don't look too great. It doesn't look like it's coming down too hard. Let's hope it's not one of those races. Don't know what I mean. One of those races refers to a race where the track is just sort of in the middle. We'll have a couple of laps, 2 or 3 laps where the fast guys are a little quicker, 2 or 3 laps where the wet guys are a little quicker, and it just swings back and forth. The track doesn't go fully wet. I've seen it in the past. I haven't seen it on previous games. It's actually something quite unique to F124. Andre getting it wrong. And I think now maybe that is the very first signs that the hard tyres want nothing more of these conditions. Of course, we saw him get some tyres there on the grass. That's going to make things even worse. Now not only is he on the hard tyre in the wet, well, that tyre's just cooled down very quickly. He's just driven over some very wet grass. Chums in P14, all the way at the back of the field, but no penalties next to his name. He might be going slowly, but at least he's staying within the lines. When he comes into the pits, that's your leader. It's Ferrari. The side's against him. I was not expecting that. I thought the leader would come into the pits and the rest of the field would react. Reese came into the pits. Stroll comes into the pits. Fortunately, those two Williams were far away from each other, so there will be no double stack. But it's Ferrari. He's gone with something completely different, and I'm not quite sure why. What is his thinking? Let me know in the comment section. Does he know something I don't? Does he know something Wheeze and Skull don't? He's decided to stay out 1 extra lap on this hard tyre. If he comes into the pits at the end of this, comes out and finds himself more than 3 seconds behind Wheeze, well, then we'll know the gamble definitely did not pay off. It's Ferrari. P2 in the championship, P1 in the race. Now it's time to make some decisions, and look at that. I think that's a Red Bull. That's a Red Bull. It's a ghost car of a Red Bull that just flew past him on the intermediate tyre. I think that is now showing stays out again. This car's got absolutely no traction. Not sure what the strategy is, but he stayed out. Rees actually came into the pits and picked up a set of medium tyres. Maybe the drivers know something we don't. Of course, the drivers have a miniature weather report before they start the race. They can have a look at that in the pits. And it's got little blocks. Might show you the first 2 blocks are dry, the second 2 blocks are wet, and then the last 2 blocks are dry again. It gives you the indication that things should dry up. And sometimes you think to yourself, if I can just stay out and survive the next 6 or 7 laps, well then I'm not going to have to pit again for another set of dries. Maybe that's what SAFRL is doing. But if he loses too much time on these hard tyres, that's what appears to be happening. Rees now just 7 seconds behind. It's SAFRL, and he's already made a pit stop. So what was a 3-second gap between the top 2, effectively have just changed into an entire pit stop worth of a gap. Quickly the rain can come in and mix things up and stir the pot, sometimes for the better, a lot of times for the worse. It's SAFRL, comes into the pits probably 2 laps too late. Rees retakes the lead of the race. SAFRL only gets going now. I think Skull may find P2 as well. Does he have enough? I don't think so. Or is it SAFRL on the pit exit? This pit exit can look quite tricky. Sometimes it looks like you've taken the position, but SAFRL does indeed hold on to the position. Skull a further 7 seconds back, so he was a lot further back than I thought. It's Weeze versus it's SAFRL. And look at that, what was a 3-second gap, it's now a 10-second gap, so effectively those extra 2 or 3 laps he spent on the hard tyre cost him 7 seconds worth of time. Fortunately, it's something you've got to try, it's a decision you've got to make. Sometimes it's a 50-50, it's on a dime, you've got to make the call. Sometimes it's the wrong call. He's got it just right. Everybody came into the pits. Everybody put on a set of intermediate tyres, all with the exception of the leader. The quickest man on track was on the medium compound, with raindrops falling in the sky. It's a finale that makes no sense. And more than 3/4 of the crew of their penalties. What a way to end the season. Of course, we do return on Tuesday for SAFRL. So the channel's not going on a break. SKR will be going on a 1-week break. As long as we have races to commentate on, well, we'll be here. If SKR decide to have any sort of event next week, we will bring it to you on this channel. As things stand, Weeze is doing just enough, doing everything he needs to do. Of course, all the maths, all the calculations, if Weeze wins the race, they all mean nothing. Those calculations only come into place if it's SAFRL wins the race. Difference in the championship, 7 points. Difference between P1 and 2, 7 points. So SAFRL winning wouldn't quite be enough. That would go down to technicalities. I'm not sure how they'd work that out. In real life, they go down to race victories, then they go down to podiums, and then they go down to average race performance. I don't think we're going to have to go that far down the rabbit hole. Of course, there will be no tie. Things remain the same. Keep your eyes on that gap. If that gap is going to determine if Weeze made a mistake or if he made the right call going into the medium tyre. We saw the gap briefly touch 11 seconds on that last lap. It's now down to 9.8 seconds. So he has lost 1.1 seconds to F124. I don't think it's time to panic. I think he's going to stay out, hold on to track position. If he were to pit at this point, or if he's just given up the race, put the championship in the hands of the gods. So he's going to stay out, he's going to hold on to track position. Well, probably doesn't feel too great, but it's lap 32 of 35. It feels like he's got the car control to bring this thing home. Get a confirmation on who has the fastest lap. It is indeed Weeze. Weeze has that extra point, all-important extra point. So he would have to somehow steal that as well, and he's not going to be able to do so on a wet circuit. That time was set on a much better circuit than it is now, with levels really low. It's been raining for a while. He's doing enough. He's doing enough. That gap looked like it was starting to come down a little too quickly, but he slowed it down. 8.7 seconds now, lap 32 of 35. And remember, catching up is one thing, overtaking is something else. I believe Murray Walker used to say, catching up is one thing, overtaking is something very different. Of course, in the times of Murray Walker we had no DRS, and sometimes it could take drivers 20, 30 laps to make an overtake, and sometimes there'd be no overtake. They would drive in that order till the end of the race. DRS has made F1 a lot more exciting if you love the overtaking. It's taken defensive driving completely out of the equation. That was one of your strengths, good defensive driver, keep the cars behind you. That's not going to work for you anymore. Drivers open up that rear wing and fly past you on the next straight. Andre in P4, driver ahead of him is Skull. He's not going to get a advantage from that penalty because the gap is 9.7 seconds, unless Skull has added a lot of penalties next to his name and we haven't seen it. No, he still has the 3 seconds next to his name. As things stand, he'd hold on to that podium. .8 seconds, the gap continues to come down, but unfortunately for F124, it's not coming down enough. Well done for no safety car indeed. Lap 34 of 35, confirmed now to be too late for a safety car. Of course, incredibly difficult circuit, lots of penalties, means drivers have been leaving the race circuit, but we haven't triggered a safety car. Even the rain conditions weren't able to trigger a safety car, so well done to everyone in the field. Just that one DNF of Lebby, everybody else still here. DRS now disabled. The track is officially damp. Weeze, lap 34 of 35. He's got 1.5 laps to go, or the 1 1/3 laps to go. He's got sector 3 and then one more lap after that. F124 will be giving it absolutely everything on those intermediates, throw everything at it. At this point, he crashes out of the race, he still finishes P2 in the championship. There is that small chance, that small hope, getting to the front of the field and challenging his rival one more time. With 1 lap to go, I think those 5 seconds might be a step too far. Of course, this could have worked out very badly for Weeze had those mediums started dropping off 2 or 3 laps earlier than when they did. Fortunately, the track was only declared wet with 1.5 laps to go. He didn't have to do too much to hold on to the lead. Let's have a look at what this car looks like through the corners he's probably having to lift, he's probably having to brake a lot earlier, be a lot more careful. He'll be relieved now, just the hairpin. Doesn't need to worry too much up the straight. That's where you would make up time on the better compound, is through the corners. So down the straight he's going to be able to hold on to this 3-second advantage. And then there's just the wall of champions. You don't want to do anything too silly there. Of course that wall's being moved back. We don't see too many incidents there anymore. And Wheeze, lap 35 of 35, takes the checkered flag. It's free, takes P2, and that's where they'll finish in the championship 1 and 2, as it was in season 9. The order is repeated in season 10. Skull weaves over the line. Don't do that too much. It's an embarrassing retirement if you get it wrong. Goes over the line in P3, and then we've got Andre. Well, I think Andre just did what I told Skull not to do. Had a little bit of a weave. I'm not sure he was over the line when he did that weave. Luckily, no one was that close to him. He was able to hold on to his P5. Not how you want to finish a race. Let's have a look at that McLaren. You can see the nose is destroyed. Had a little celebration weave. Celebration weave went horribly wrong. Could have gone worse. Could have lost the wheel. And retired on the main straight on the final lap. Fortunately for him, he holds on to things. Most of the cars have gone over the checkered flag. I think we're just waiting now. Well, waiting for Chums, and that was a late collision. I'm not sure what happened there, but we saw some carbon fiber flying, and there's not much of a front wing on that Mercedes. So action from start to end. Pantry Star will take the driver of the day, and we will now mute the F1 music because F1 is very, very greedy. I'm going to try and start my Discord up in the background. It tends to affect the stream, so I try to switch it off when I don't need it. But I'm going to try start it up to see if we can get some drivers here after the race. Of course, the drivers know what to do. Go onto the NFR server, join the cool down room, and I'll bring you into the comms box. Weeze takes the victory and the championship. It's free, runner-up, and in the championship. Then Skull takes a great podium, P3, Spikes P4, Andre P5. Almost lost out at the end. Then his teammate Smurf P6, Pantry Star P7. Got Top Gun in P8, Sugar Bear P9, Harsh Cartoon takes the final point in the final race of the season. No points on the night. Uno P11, Dispatcher P12, Virus 13, Chums 14, Apmagozi 15, Captain Slow 16, and the one DNF of Levy. Folks, that's the end of Season 10, Round 8, Canada. We have Weeze as our champion. We have Aston Martin, or rather Williams, as our Constructors champion. We're now going to just allow for a few minutes to see if anybody does want to join. I think we've already got a few drivers in the cool down room. There's 3 of them there in the cool down room. So we will be bringing drivers in shortly. Of course, if you have any questions for any of the drivers, there is a bit of a delay on the stream. It's about 30 seconds. So get your questions in now. And I don't want everybody to have left the room and then I only see the questions afterwards. So if you have any questions for the drivers, let me know who the question is for, and I'll ask away. I'll be back with you in just a minute from now. Okay, there we go. So that's the end of season 10, round 8. I think I can hear myself. If you have any device you're streaming on, just you can lower the volume or just mute it. Otherwise, we're all going to hear ourselves. So I've got, let's bring my Discord. I don't have enough monitors. There's Discord. So I've got Andre, I've got Skull, and I've got Virus here in the comms box with me. Where do I start? Skull, were
Yes.
you expecting to be involved in the top 3? Tell me a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
did
about
try.
your opening laps.
At the start, I was feeling confident. I thought I had the pace to keep with them, at least with Fury. And I think I had it, but when I started making mistakes, that when I fell back, and then yeah, just tried to keep P3 at least.
Virus, I didn't comment too much on you this race. How did your race go?
Like the rest of the season. Yeah, no, it was a test season for me. I drove a no assist season, everything off, and just trying to see how it went. So yeah, just a no assist. Didn't put enough time into practice. But yeah, at least I finished most of my races. Not all of them in the points. So yeah, at least looking forward to the next one. So we'll see how that goes.
Of course, season 11 not far away. We're going to get going as soon as the Australian Grand Prix gets going. That same
Mm.
weekend, so not long to go. And then I've actually got if I read it correctly, yes, I've got a question in the comment section, and it's who's it directed at? It's directed at Andre. So Andre, question in the
I
comment
know what's
section:
coming.
what was that stupid move? I I I I think that were you listening to the commentary at the end? So
Now, did you ask me?
if you weren't listening to the commentary at the end, Skull went over the line in P3, and he did a bit of a weave, and I've had a crash in China around the last corner when I was leading because I did that. So whenever I see drivers do that, especially in the rain, I get a bit of a twitch. I'm like, don't do that. So Skull did a bit of a weave, and I'm like, yeah, you don't want to do that. One day you're gonna come short, and then the next car around the corner. You were
Yeah,
lucky. You were
it was a
lucky
bit
to keep
stupid.
enough parts on the car to get over the
Yeah,
line.
luckily, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't smart. I just wanted to prove a point and then it backfired. So, yeah, it happens. What was the question, by the way?
The question was, what was that stupid move? But
Stupidity.
and that's from Death Queen.
Okay, yeah, she came here and smacked me against my head. So
Okay,
that's
so
what's
she
coming.
heard the comments. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
of course now our attention changes over. Of course, we've got still SAFRL coming, but speaking more of SKR, the attention changes now to season 11 coming in 2 weeks' time. Is Wee's going to make it 3 in a row? It's three runner-ups in a row, or are you guys expecting to take a step up? You have already taken a few
actually,
steps up.
Weeze is not a full-time driver next season. We actually want to congratulate him. He's been chosen for the Williams Esport team to drive the Porsche Cup in Assetto Corsa. So he'll be only a reserve. So we're going to have a new champion next season, unless he rage quits. But yeah, congratulations to Weeze for reaching that achievement. I think it's a goal that everybody's dreaming of, and he's one of the, well, not lucky ones, but he's talented enough to participate in the esports. So
Of
well done
course,
to
And
with
he
him.
won the
the
constructors and championship this season. Just don't
Yeah, and he's a
forget about that.
constructor champion, and he's a
there was still
drivers champion.
there was still a chance if it's Ferrari won the race with the fastest lap, it would have been 8 points, and the difference was 7. So
Yeah, I think with
he would have
Paul
won with a
getting a
point.
podium as well, they cemented that result. I
But
think
yeah, with 2 Williams, that's completely, because I think they were 15 points ahead of Aston, and the second Aston was not up there in the top 5. So yeah, so another championship goes the way of Weeze, championship goes the way of Williams, double W. And season 11 is coming up soon. Who do you think's going to take season 11? Is it like up for grabs now for It's Free? He's been runner up twice in a row. Do we know if he's going to be
We've,
racing, or is it going to be somebody outside of those
as
top
far as I
two?
know, he's going to be racing. But there's a new alien in town. His name is Jonas, and I think he's going to give Fourie a hard time. So yeah, it's going to be exciting next season again, as always at SKR. Um, it's not a runway train, as well. It is, but not too far. But I think next season's going to be good.
That's fantastic. I'm going to just say goodbye to the YouTube viewers because the viewers are going down quickly. So, to everyone watching, to everyone in the comment section, everyone that was with us from the start, thank you very much. Of course, the channel will come back on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Yes, that's right, Tuesday. Still getting used to that. And of course, SKR will come back in 2 weeks' time. So until Tuesday night, cheers to everyone in the comment section. You guys can say your goodbyes as well to the comments.
Yeah, we just want to thank you for the comms and for the efforts you put in. I know you try your best every week to be here. Last week was unfortunate that you missed it. You missed a good race. And yeah, we just want to thank you from the deepest of our hearts. And yeah, that's it.
100%.
There's no doubt.
So
Yeah, thank you very much, Fernando, for everything that you're doing. Of course, thanks to everyone for who participated in the season. Of course, was season 10, and again, it was a successful season with mostly full lobbies, which was very good. I want to say again, thank you to Andre for running the results, all the stuff that he's doing for SKR. I do appreciate it, and yeah, thank you very much to everyone who participated, and of course, Fernando, you making everything exciting. It's always fun to watch the race after our race, watching what everyone did, watching the highlights and all that. So yeah, my little one is tickling me now. She wants me to go. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Eh?
cheers then. Cheers. So to everyone in the comment section,
Guys,
I'm still going to be here for a minute or two if you want to stay here. But to everyone in the comment section, thank you one more time. Remember to leave a like on the video. And if it's your first visit, remember to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 800. So until Tuesday night, cheers.
He's got the helmet, he's got the car, but when it comes to win, he's not quite up to par. He's got the look like Woody with a cowboy hat, but when he's in the pit, you'll see him shed a tear stack. Now don't get me wrong, he's got some skill, but when you're talking about the best, he's not in that mill. He'll race you hard, give you quite the fright, but in the end, he's more known for his tears at night. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run. He's good, but not that great. Oh George, he's got the speed, but not the fate. Oh George, he looks like Woody from Toy Story, that's no lie. And when the race goes wrong, oh how that boy can cry. So here's to George, with his heart on his sleeve. In the world of Formula One, he's got a lot to achieve. He might not be the champ, but he sure is fun. So let's give a cheer for George, our Woody on the run.
NFR, it's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. NFR, drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR.